Truth there is this. If you look at it from the angle of the business owner, which any staff do not see, is they spent money putting that platform in place. They spent money to keep the platform there. And that's why I said at the beginning that the concern or what a staff wants, a company, you are not on the first 10 on their list. Is doing it. The cost attached to it becomes expensive. Some people have done it in the past and they sailed away with it. What you thought they were paying them big then was not actually that big, but it was different from the norm that they have been used to. Many of them were with radio for years and then they are not being paid, but they are popular.
Ample. Someone is working somewhere, and the person is earning $1 million.
Yeah.
And the person feels like, okay, rather than say, I want to save, let's say, 300,000, 400,000 naira monthly, put it together aside as my savings. Why not start a small business? And with that business, that 400,000 naira that I want, that is meant for saving, I could be investing it. Yeah. When I say investing it, I mean pouring it into that business. So it's not as if I'm stacking the money up somewhere, but then the money is going into this my little business. So maybe the business is not making money yet, so I have to pay staff, I have to pay utility, we have to do this, we have to do that, using that part of my salary that is meant to be my savings to run that particular business. Where do you put that? Is that
it's an investment.
It's investment.
It's an investment, but you are looking at it from the point of view of somebody who earns $1 million.
Yes.
So I'm looking at it from the point of view of somebody who doesn't earn up to that. So if you earn up to $1 million, you have a lump sum now, 300,000 kept away.
All right, you're welcome on yet another interesting episode of Random. I love to promise you it's an interesting episode because I'm so sure it's an interesting episode. Today is another masterclass. Grab your writing pad because we have a special guest who will take you through. It's a business masterclass, and of course, it's a media masterclass. Then, of course, it's a general life masterclass with the person that I have with me. Before Ololade Mr. Money, before Ashake Mr. Money, this man has been Mr. Money that we know with Money Matters. I know some of you already understand what I'm talking about. My guest today is a media personality. My guest today is a real estate expert. My guest today is a marketing executive. My guest today is a business consultant. My guest today is a man of many parts. I'm talking of no other person than the present general manager of JDN. All right, you're welcome. But Mr. Joy Akinlolu, you are welcome on Random.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Finally, I have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joy is a man of many parts, like I introduced him. I got our paths crossed, that should be around 2014. Yes. Wow. Like 12 years ago at Space 90.1 FM.
90.1
FM. I remember that Dada returned my proposal to me because I wrote Space FM 90.1. Said it's Space 90.1 FM. I should go and rewrite the proposal that particular year. And then, of course, then you were doing Money Matters.
Yes.
Everything about money. I used to be one of those people that believe that all those books and formulas about making money, about money is just a waste of time. Because I believe strongly, as a young boy though, I believe in destiny. I believe the fact that you did something and you made money does not mean it will work for somebody else. Why are you deceiving yourself? Well, how God has destined that you make money is different from my own.
Yeah.
Yes, so I used to have that. But along the line, I started reading books and listening, and I realized that it's like success actually has a formula.
Yeah, there's always a structure to it, because even no matter what you are selling is what is different, but the process of making money is the same. You have to sell to a customer, the customer have to pay you, and you have to deliver. So whatever they are now paying for is what is different. So many people always think about that I don't need it. God will direct my path. What will happen. But if you don't prepare for what will happen, by the time it happens, you will collapse. So that's the essence of having this aspect of money matters and everything like that.
How do you describe what you do? Is it a marketing consultant, a business consultant, how do you describe what you do?
Okay, that will take me back to what gave birth to that concept.
Okay.
Money matters. I used to run a business for about 10 years, and the business collapsed.
After like 10 years?
After 10 years, it collapsed. So, and I have to sit down and start asking myself, where did I go wrong? Those days when Dr. Bazu Ojeagbese was still alive, it was one of the people I went to and I just explained. And I was blaming my staff. I was blaming the country. I blame everybody except myself. Then he sat me down and it was the one that started saying, this is where you went wrong. This is where you went wrong. And in fact, it was the one that now said, if you don't want to make this mistake again, start teaching other people. So everything I do on Money Matters stems from my own personal experience. So it is that thing now that we now start teaching to others, that we now say, okay, if you want to actually succeed with money, this is what you should do. If you are looking for ways to get out of poverty, there is no automatic ticket. There is no come and do this. If you press this button, within 2 days, you're a millionaire. It's fake. We know there is always a process. So that's what gave back to Money Matters. And that we now started looking at other people too. I started teaching it to other people, meet other businesses, meet people who have done it and ask them, how did you handle this part? What make it easier for you to handle staff? Because I used to think staff as the worst kind of people that you can have.
You used to think?
Yes, I used to think.
I still think, actually.
But you know, the funniest thing about staff is that you are not on the number one list of any staff.
Come again.
You are not on the number one list of a staff. Meaning that if your staff have to write something down, you will not be on the number 1 to 5.
You as the business.
You as a business, your business is not on number 1 to 5
of their priority.
You are not even on number 1 to 10 of their priority. That is why if anybody is looking for a job, what they are saying is, I'm looking for a high-paying job. I'm looking for a job that will pay me. So the pay comes first. He himself, his needs comes next. Accolades come. So if your job is not going to show him in the limelight, he will bow out. If your job is not paying him, he will bow out. So where most business owners get it wrong is that they don't understand what the staff wants. So if you understand what they want and give what they want to them, then that's the point where they will now see your business like their own. So until when you understand that you as a business owner, you are the bottleneck of your business, you'll continue to have problem. And that's why you think staff are not good. Your hiring process too also count the kind of staff you get. If you hire and you are looking for somebody that I want to use all your time and at the same time I want to pay you nothing, you're in trouble.
But without trying to sound like the devil's advocate, I personally also believe that a lot of people in this country are not employable.
Yes, you're correct.
I used to work in a law firm, and one day we came and our secretary dropped our resignation letter. And my guy said, Coyote, write on a cardboard, put it outside, that we need a secretary. He said, you know what? Just tell them to apply with him. And once they come, give them a plain sheet and a biro and ask them to write the application letter right there in the office. You know that many people, they ran away. Once they come, say, we saw this thing downstairs, we want to apply. So yeah, take paper, take biro, write your application letter. It's not in the, I'm talking of 2013, so nothing like AI was not in because I believe that nowadays they would have just
use an AI tool.
They will just translate, write it down. But then there was no ChatGPT to write the application. So I remember a particular guy said, and he ran away. So many of them ran away. Some people said, I will come back. Some will scribble things, you would find it difficult to read. After like 2 weeks, without one successful candidate, a particular lady came. And the guy said, see, let me just interact with her. Forget about
forget about the
writing. And there's okay, you want to apply in a law firm as a secretary. Can you use Microsoft Word at least? Can you? He said yes. You are computer literate. Yes. So, can you bring the laptop? Oh yeah, power the laptop. This girl can't define where she go on laptop. It's okay, maybe she's not familiar. Okay, this is the power button on it. Oh yeah, go to Microsoft Word. She practically had no knowledge. So we have to let her go. So we jettisoned the writing. We have to abandon the laptop, whatever, and eventually settle down for the lucky person that came afterwards. Yeah. And she was just there because she couldn't really do what a law firm secretary should be able to do.
You know, this is where the problem lies. Our educational system do not provide those things. So it is the business world that teaches them, that now say this is how we want the whole business to look like. In a business world, the business world is different from education. It's different from school in entirety. So if you expect them to behave like you want them to behave in a business setting, they are going to fail.
Was that I know Nigerian situation is very different, but is that the ideal?
No,
even in other part of the world.
That is what is obtainable everywhere. Because every situation have what their own settings. But if you go there too, you also see something that looks similar to what you see in Nigeria that they operate in. For example, if you studied food sciences in school, if you get to 7-Up or all this bottling company, you are going to learn again. Because everything they taught you in school, the way you culture, the way you do this, titrate and everything is old. The same syllabus they have been using for 40 years. Now you are coming to a business world where everything is upgraded. There's no how. So what business owner look for is this person teachable? Can this person do it? And that is why these days business owners will say, have experience. So somebody who's just coming out of school, no experience, they say, sorry, we can't take you. In the media space, if you have not delivered anywhere, nobody's going to employ you because nobody is ready. I'm not ready to start training you and wasting my time in training you, wasting my money in training you, and after a while, you move on. So those are part of the things. But generally, just as you have bad staff, you also have bad owners. So it's vice versa. You have owners who do not know what they are doing. They don't know why they started businesses. They don't even have any structure in place. You employ someone and tomorrow you say, but I employ you now. Why can't you sweep this place? Did you tell him that he's going to sweep?
Job description.
Don't job description, nothing. So today is the one doing your secretarial job. Tomorrow is the one doing your marketing job. Next tomorrow is doing. So if you want to do that at the beginning, combine everything as job description and give to the person.
I think that's why people always use the word office assistant. That office assistant
to hide away from.
You can do any assisting. So assist me with this.
Assist me with that.
Okay. To go out to my. In fact, people with even convert it to domestic use because it's quite funny but unfortunate. Because I'm trying to see where the problem started from. I'm trying to trace the origin of the problem, and I think it still boils down to the education. Yeah. But then you have just said it now that it's not peculiar to Nigeria.
It's not peculiar to Nigeria. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. What you learn is what you use. Most people that go to school read to pass. So if you now ask them to read other books, it becomes stressful. That's why people don't want to read other books. If there's no exam attached to it, they don't want to read the other books. But it's reading other books, learning other things, that you now start applying everything you've learned in school. And that is where the missing gap comes in. Like I used to tell people, if you're a business owner, what is your number one job? As a business owner, your number one job as a business owner is to market, is to sell. But what most business owners do, their number one job is to be the one giving people other directions. If your business is going to grow, the best person that will be the person that will bring in the jobs the most, it should be you, the owner. They will now learn how you do it. But what we have is business owner will push that, to the staff and say, that's your job. Go and bring in job. But the point is, are they seeing you mushewa? Can they sit down and say, iṣẹ́ tọ́gà mú wá gan kì í ṣe kèrè mi o. So tọ́gà bá lè ṣe èmi náà ṣe lè. Then when they achieve something little, praise them.
I think we have a culture in this part of the world that don't praise him too much, because once he starts you start praising him now, he starts making some unnecessary demand, he starts seeing himself as something. Yes, let me use the word used to. It's news to some people. I used to be on radio and I know that on radio, in fact, some stations don't show you your rating, your program rating, because if this guy goes see now say his program is number 1 between 2 to 4 on SBS, he just comes tomorrow and say, Oga, or else we have like 50 stations, so why will I be with you and I'll be connected? So because of that, many people don't want to praise. They don't want to, in fact, some don't even appraise. I've worked in an organization for like 2 years or thereabout that throughout my stay there, I did not know there was anything called MPS, because MPS is only discussed by the management at the management level. So they just come and tell you do this. They just give you instructions of what to tweak or what to change on your program. They don't tell you why. They don't tell you what they have seen. They don't tell you if it is working. They don't tell you if it is not working. So they just come and just tell you do this, stop this, add this, and it does not make a whole lot of sense to me. And as you have said now, it's good if you praise. But like I said, we have a culture.
It's a bad culture. It's a very, very bad culture, and it's also applicable to individual homes. Some fathers don't praise their children, so you don't expect such a father to have a business and praise the staff. Some husbands don't praise their wife. You don't expect such a person to come into the business world and praise. But one thing is this: the question I normally ask is, if there is glory, who stays in the front? The owner. So if there is a problem, then you should stay in the front as well. So if you cannot praise your staff, which is a bad culture, let them know why what they are doing is working, so that they can do more of what is working. And that is what is affecting us as a country. You have anti-robbery, anti-bomb, anti-kidnapping, anti-this, anti-that. You don't have pro-good behaviors. There's nothing about the police that say, if you have been doing well, this is what we are giving you. There's nothing about the country that they say, if you have been doing well, this is what you get. So people now see that, okay, because what you give attention to will grow. If you give attention to catching them doing what is wrong, it will grow. If you give attention to catching them doing what is right, it will grow as well. For example, I have let's say I have a bad behavior. When I listen to my people on radio, I'll just send a text message. I say, wow, you don't, please leave me. Let me do other things. The way you are talking, I'm so much encapsulated with your program. And the person will be like, yeah, a guy is listening. We're doing more of it. When they are playing a song and a studio manager is there, I'll call and say, are you the one in the studio? I say, yes. I said, no wonder. What I'm hearing is different. What I normally notice is when I do that, the person will go and look for something else that's going to impress the same line. Because if you don't do it, you are getting it wrong. We praise people. We do it. I do it a lot. Myself and my team, we do that a lot. Because if you catch people doing what is right, what you are telling them to do is to do more of what is right. If you catch them doing what is wrong, by the time you scold them, they will know that, and it
will have weight.
So you don't be a devil's advocate in your own place of business. That we don't praise one, call one baba wuju. I mean, I've passed through that, working with some people, and they will never say well done. But they've never said it to your face. That is how some people are wired. But if you're actually looking for growth, go and practice it. Don't say this is the culture is don't praise them. Praise them and see what happens.
Wow. I hope a lot of people will have to re-educate and
re-educate
reorient themselves
yeah.
about that, because, like I said, it's a very worrisome culture when people don't get praised, and you're just wondering, am I even doing the right thing? Am I even on the right path?
Let me shock you. If you want to discipline someone, and you want that discipline to go deep, first identify what the person is doing right. I say, we love you for doing this, but this, we don't like it. Emphasize on those. If I see on that one that he doesn't like, you see that he will not see you as being attacking him. He will see you as being attacking the behavior that is wrong.
I have a concept. I believe that if you want to correct someone, you will just have to the first thing you have to convince the person is that I care about you.
Yeah, praise the person.
I love you. But by that time, when the correction is coming, the person is taking it from, because many people form a shield. Once they think this person does not like me, whatever you are saying as in form of correction, like me, you know, first like me. But when you know, this person like me, later, I must have really fumbled. For this person to be this angry, for this person to have talked to me this way, it's like I really fumbled, and they will think about it. I also believe that so much. So from your own experience of dealing with business people, dealing with employers, dealing with employees, what do you think is the biggest problem of Nigeria businesses?
Well, I said it earlier.
Some people believe it's capital. Some people believe it's human resources. Some people believe it's government policies. But from your own experience and your own assessment,
okay, I will take each one of those ones you mentioned. One, capital is not your problem.
You think so?
No. Capital is not your problem.
Many people will not agree with you on this.
Yeah, it's because we have been taught to believe. We have been taught to believe that what you need is money. But go out there and look at businesses that have enough money to start. They still failed.
That's true.
So it is. If you say money, if it's because of money, you will not start. You are talking about years that we have been in this game. If you had not started, your award that you give out, your other things that you are doing, when you started, you had nothing. You are not even sure. You are not even sure. No, I'm not saying you are there yet. You are not even sure how that thing will play out.
Yeah.
But you still went ahead and said, okay, Obembe, let us just do it. Our culture these days is wrong in the sense that we want to have everything for us to start. There's no space where you have to have everything. So capital is not the issue. Because without capital, you can start business. In fact, these days, any young person who's telling you that capital is the reason, it does not have anything, is not ready to do anything. Because social media is there. How are you using it? Some people blow on social media, just doing whatever it is that they are doing. But how often are you doing it? Are you the one that is looking at other people, or other people are watching you? Because if you watch other people, nothing will happen to you. But if they watch you, then something is going to happen. So capital is not the reason. Government is not the reason, because we know government is not there for you. There's a reason when they define government as the people as the government of the people, by the people, for the people, but it's actually for the masses. But the point is this: they are not interested in you. Government of the people, by the people, is of the same set of people. When they have taken care of themselves, that's when they remember for the other people. So if you are such a person that you're waiting for government policy to change to fit you, you are in a long game. For example, IBDC or whatever, power something is doing us the way they want to do now. So if you are waiting for them, you are waiting for nothing. So government is not the reason. You also mentioned human capital. Yeah, they are not the reason too. It depends on how you manage them.
So
for example, if you as a person, we attract what we want. We attract the set of people that we want. When we wanted to start the JDN radio, in my mind, I have the ideal kind of people I want to work with in the management. I spoke to you. You remember? I spoke to you. And I spoke to other people. Then I looked at them and said, okay, if I work with this person, will it give me the result? And it's always the right thing. If you have the right person working with you, who can checkmate you, who can tell you, no. Why not let us look at it this way? You don't need a yes person who is going to be with you. And sometimes some business owners are scared. They have what they call inferiority complex. When you have someone who is better than them as a staff or in the management, they become scared. So you as a business owner must know that hold your business by the bull first. Do you have a clear concept of where the business will be in the next 3-5 years? They need to hear from you, where are we going next? But if they are the one telling you where to go next, then they know that you don't have on something else upstairs. So when I meet with people, business owner, I normally ask them, where is this business in the next few years? And once they start doing, I'm thinking, Tolon Baba Washe, if you can do, then I'll know they are not ready. So you need to be ready mentally. You must know that business is not for the weak. It's a game where they put you in an airplane, give you parachute material. They are giving you needle and thread. Then they now push you out of the airplane and ask you to sew your parachute before you land. That is how business is like. So if you are the type that you're looking for something that is guaranteed, something that you wake up today and say, today I'm making 5 million naira. Next tomorrow I'm making 100 million. Don't come into business. Stay where they are paying you salary, because that one is, definitely something's going to happen. But if business is what you want, then be ready to adjust to the uncertainty that comes.
There is another let me not say misconception now.
Yeah.
There's another principle that people have said. Some people say they keep saying that not everybody can do business.
They are correct.
Because they keep saying, just like what you said now, salary. Because motivational speakers will tell you, he said, you can
be your own boss.
Be your own boss. You can only make money by, you can only become prosperous by doing business. Salary cannot take you this thing. But some people are saying, no, go and push people to so that they will go and resign from where they are giving them thorough combo. Because business is not for everybody. But I've heard some people say, there is nobody on this planet of this earth that cannot do business.
Yeah, there's a part truth there. Nobody on this earth that cannot sell anything. Okay. But running a business is not for everybody.
So what's the difference between selling something and running?
Now, there's a skill set.
Okay.
I know how to do this thing. It's different from I know how to structure a business behind doing that thing. To the capability to do something does not entail that you go and start up a business. That is why anybody who leaves a job in annoyance that without me, that business cannot work, and you go and start up your own, they always fail because they are just skill oriented. They are just expert in knowing how to do. It is by the time you come inside that you now know that business have multiple sides, multi-dimensional sides. So knowing how to do something does not qualify you to run the business behind it. So not everybody can do business, because not everybody have the shock absorber. You do some business. I told you in the beginning that I have a business that failed, 10 years that failed with 35 staffs. And I after that, I still started other businesses. So if you are the one that is scared, after that, you will never even touch business again. You see, most people that say business is the way out, business, if you listen to them very well, they have something to sell. They have a book to sell, they have a course to sell, they have a training to sell. So they are going to look for everything to tell you that being your own boss is the only way. We have people who works in multinational companies that they are making more money than some people who have businesses. And if they know how to manage their money wisely, because that's what makes the difference. If you know how to manage your money wisely and you are employed somewhere, you can live a better life than somebody who have a business that today it makes money, tomorrow it doesn't make. So if you look at yourself and see that I'm not cut out for it, stay with your 9 to 5. Some people will speak about 9 to 5 that is a sin.
They are paying you to the salary is the money you are paid to forget your own dream to find another man's dream.
It's just a way of telling you we have something to sell. Not everybody can run a business. So it's just say,
And not everybody should run it.
and not everybody should, because they say that's a way to make money. That's a way to build wealth. Take for example, if I'm working with you as a salary earner, I'll do 50, 30, 20 of every money you give to me. 50% of that money takes care of my daily needs. 30% of that money go into investment. 20% goes for fun. I can buy anything I want. I can take myself out. I can take my wife out. And if I discipline myself, that 30%, and I build it every month for a considerable number of years, and I invest it into shares, into all these things, I can build wealth that my owner, or the person who pays me, may not be able to live up with at the end of the day. Say, for example, maybe I bought Geregu. Geregu in 2002 came into the market at 100 naira. I bought Geregu at 100 naira. Maybe, let's say I was able to buy 1 million unit of it because it's on 100 naira. And Geregu now is about 1,004, 1,005. Now, what I bought 100 naira in 2022. So, if now I sell that shares, I've made a lot of money. Some people, some years ago, MTN was begging people buy shares at 50 naira or 50 something naira back in 2022 or thereabout, 2022, 2023. Yeah, it should be 2022. Many people ignored it. They were sending text, practically texting people, buy shares. MTN is paying 15 naira per shares for those who bought. So imagine somebody who have 1 million unit of that 15 naira then. MTN is going to pay the person 15 million naira. So if I paid 15 million naira, my organs have never reached on 1 million. So the way to wealth is not only being a business owner. There are multiple things you can do. Self-discipline is one of them, but we don't have it.
The more I'm trying to leave this topic, because it's random, I want us to touch a lot of things. The more you are giving me reasons to study. Just said something now. Tony Elumelu said something the other day. He said, even if you earn $1, you must try to save.
Yeah.
And then in the comment section, people dragged him a lot. That, I never shop. You say, make I go save. The $1 way that they pay me, I'm not even able to pay my bills. I've not even been able to take care of myself, and you're talking about saving. So when you are saying 50, 30, 20, for example, in this present day Nigeria, someone is earning 100,000 naira.
Yes.
And trust me, in this area of the part of the world, not a lot of people earn 100,000 naira. That's just the truth. Not a lot of people earn 100,000 naira. So just imagine that a young teacher somewhere, I don't know, this kind of school that is teaching in Ibadan here, and they are paying him 100,000 naira. And then 50,000 naira you said for his
for his personal upkeep, house rent, feeding.
Transportation is part of it, right?
Yeah, it's part of that 50K. You know, you see, this is how my own thinking works.
Okay.
The point is, do you want to leave the present condition where you are?
Definitely.
Do you want a better condition? Then are you ready to pay the price? There is a price for better condition.
Okay.
There's a price for living well. You must be ready to discomfort yourself now for you to live well. But if you look at that aspect that the money is small, I can't save, I can't do this, I can't do that, then you don't blame anything if you remain in the same position.
But how is it possible to save?
Yeah, you see. Okay, let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's assume that the person was paid 50,000. Let's say that's the salary. And all of a sudden, a scammer, withdrew 20,000 away from his account. Will he die?
No, actually, he will not die.
Can he survive with the 30,000? He will find a way to survive. Our life is like toothpaste. Our financial life is like toothpaste. When you have a tube filled of toothpaste, you spread it the way you like. In fact, some people will brush 2 times in a row. When they finish one paste on it and that paste is gone, they'll put another paste because they still have plenty. But by the time the paste is that you are pressing it to get it out, you will now notice that with small drop, you are okay with your mouth. You put the brush and cut the base. You can still put the brush inside and you are okay. You still cut it the neck. You are okay with whatever it is. At that point, are you still brushing your mouth? Yes or no?
Yes.
So if yes is the answer, then before you get to that level, manage your pace. So that it can take you a long time. But if you don't manage it and you feel like, yeah, what they are paying me is small, everybody that blame Tony Elumelu, you go and look at them. They are actually poor people with poor mindset. 1 naira, whatever it is that you have, save it. The owner of this hospital, there's an hospital in Ibadan that have 2 centers.
Ibadan Central.
Yeah, Ibadan Central Hospital.
Allow
me to you. He has 2 hospitals in Lagos, Tolu Medicals. He have hotels in Ibadan, in Belkuta, and also in Lagos. When the man was telling his story, he said when he started, even before he started, where he's supposed to take bus or taxi, he will trek so that he can keep money. Fellow medical students were calling him Olurin back then. Those same set of people, I asked, did you still see them? He said, yes, I still see them. He said, but now they are the Olurin. I am now the Oluwako.
How did this transfer?
What the change? So the point is, are you ready to make that sacrifice? If you cannot make the sacrifice, don't expect the enjoyment.
It's awful.
So
because I'm trying to do some calculations in my head, and I'm like, man, this thing is tough.
Yeah, it is.
So savings. Last question on this topic: savings, investment.
Yeah.
Some people say you have to. If you cannot save, you cannot invest. Some people say you can do both at the same time.
No,
you cannot.
No, you have to save first. Investment is a culture. Savings is also a culture. And investment is a process of leaving money there without thinking about it.
That's investment.
Yes, that's investment. That's investment.
Okay.
Savings is I am keeping money for a particular purpose. The money is somewhere. Okay. But when you invest, now I want to take this. Many people don't understand what investment means. So people think investment is when I put money somewhere, every month it will give me something.
Exactly.
That's not investment.
Okay.
That's not investment. And that's why people get scammed. Investment should pay you maybe like twice in a year or once in a year. Or worst case scenario, every 4 months. Maybe if you are doing bond, they pay you every 4 months. But normal investment should be twice in a year, once in a year. That's your money working for you, not you working for the money. And if you are the type that always look at it, you want to take your money out of the system, you are not an investor. So, and that means you have not started saving. So when you form the saving culture, totally discipline easier for a lot to invest. Because if you don't have money kept away, you cannot invest in the first place. So you have money kept away for you to invest. So
okay, so now let me. I think I need to shed more light on that. For example, someone is working somewhere, and the person is earning $1 million. And the person feels like, okay, rather than say I want to save, let's say 300,000, 400,000 naira monthly, put it together aside as my savings. Why not start a small business? And with that business, that 400,000 naira that I want, that is meant for saving, I could be investing it. When I say investing it, I mean pouring it into that business. So it's not as if I'm stacking the money up somewhere, but then the money is going into this my little business. So maybe the business is not making money yet, so I have to pay staff, I have to pay utility, we have to do this, we have to do that, using that part of my salary that is meant to be my savings to run that particular business. Where do you put that? Is that
it's an investment?
It's investment.
It's an investment, but you are looking at it from the point of view of somebody who earns $1 million.
Yes.
So I'm looking at it from the point of view of somebody who doesn't earn up to that. So if you earn up to $1 million, you have a lump sum now, 300,000 kept away. You can invest it directly.
Many Nigerians online don't believe $1 million monthly is a lump sum.
Well, I don't know where they're coming from.
Because when sometimes when I go online, I'm like, "Shame in the country." Because when we are saying, "Can we have $1 million per month?" Because if I can hold $1 million per month, I think I can do a lot.
After that, the point is a lot of people are lying. When people drink gari, they don't snap the gari and put it online. It is when they eat rice that they put the picture online. In fact, they'll make sure that they have 3 or 4 of those pictures. Then they'll start posting. So that by the time you start looking at it, life man, you need to change you. Don't post the oni, or post the rice, or post the shawarma. So because what they are doing is that they are painting a lifestyle. They are living a facade. They are not living that real life. They are living. So when you look at them and listen to what they say, you think all is rosy. But the truth is, all is not rosy.
Because I was shocked when I now saw the statistics that only if maybe I forgot how many percentage of Nigerians earn above 200,000 or something. Like, $1 million in a month. Where are they? Where are they from? Are they not Nigerians?
You see a young lady they interview. I say, if you want to marry me, you must be earning 5 million. I say, why? Because my cream alone is 1.5 million. The point is how much does he have in his account, in our account?
You know, those things like
it's just fake life. They are just what they want is they want to impress people. They are painting a kind of lifestyle. And you see, what you just mentioned now is existing in radio. You see every presenter looks like everything is well. But it is only when you get close you know that there's nothing inside the pocket. So it's just a facade. So that by the time, if they don't talk, people will not say, but on sorrow, kill it to one sorrow. Oh, now sorrow now. Online
lower.
So online lower. So that's what happens.
Interesting. Now I'm glad you mentioned radio already, because that would have been my next bus stop.
Okay.
You've been around radio for a while. Like I said, our first encounter was on radio in 2014, 2015. That's like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know that before then you've been around.
I've been in Radio Nigeria. I've been with, for a while, a short stint in Biswes, in and out. Then with Muri, MITV.
Yes, that was the first place I
MITV, not even space.
Yes,
MITV, Star FM.
Yes.
So before you started talking about space.
Yes.
So it's been a while. We thank God.
So you've been around, and in those days, you could actually list all the radio stations in Ibadan. Premier, Oli FM. I think Splash came later. Splash.
No, initially it was Premier Oli.
Premier Oli.
Premier Oli everywhere.
When I came to Ibadan 2005, we have just those two.
That's
then along the line, okay, Diamond FM, then
Amuludu
and
others,
Splash, MITV, Star FM,
Space
FM, and then from there, play. Everything has. In fact, I had a radio station sometimes last month. I was like in Ibadan.
Yeah.
And they say it's in Ibadan. So it has gotten to this stage that even me that I'm in the industry, I can't even keep that.
You can't count.
What do you think has changed?
Well, nothing changed really. I think what happened is, people like to do businesses that they think there's money there.
They think.
No. They think. There was a time when kerosene, every street you go to, there's a kerosene tanker. Everybody was selling kerosene. There was a time when every street you see somebody selling charcoal. So every year you have somebody who is, by the time crypto was still the thing, everybody is a crypto expert. Even you see it on their social media, this thing. I'm a social media expert, social media manager. So people go with the trend.
Like POS now.
Like POS. People go with the trend. So I think what happened is people were going with the trend of radio. That's number one. Number two, most radios, most of them are either being established by a politician or a clergy. So
we have a lot of them.
So you have some clergy who have been doing programs on radio, and they felt like, why should I be spending money on this radio? And they will ask, how much does it take to start up a radio? And say, X, Y amount. I have it now. It will start. He has forgotten that wedding is one day. Marriage is for life.
Yoruba will say, so
that's what they don't think about. So it's easy to start a radio station. It's easy.
You think it's easy?
It's easy if you have the money.
I think it's easier.
It's easier because
I think it was harder in those days.
No, the rule was harder. the rule, you must be a media practitioner. You must have this X certificate and all this. But it has been proliferated. Everybody can.
People find a way around it.
Because those who even assigned certificate or license, is a money-making opportunity for them. So why not give it out? Let people bring in more money.
And then that bringing more money has led to a lot of things.
Yeah.
It has led to a lot of things. We'll still get there. But still talking about the business of radio.
Yeah.
A few years ago, a man walked up to me in my church and said, think about the radio, I tell you. Because, you know, we can one year, Tebani building, we be at Tebani 150, see 200. That was then.
That was then.
150, 200. So to you 20 million.
Even till now, some people think.
Million,
even till now, some people think it's cheap. That's why you have many people there.
Yes. So it's not particularly cheap for a common man. Let me put
Yeah.
it
No.
that way. It's not.
No.
But even at that, they keep springing up, and people are wondering: is there so much money in radio? And that's the question I'm asking you now. But even at that, like we said, people are still willing to
come into the radio space.
Maybe because it's prestigious.
Yes, it
is. When you are a radio owner, they introduce you as a radio owner. People see you as a big boy. That man owns this radio, and you become friends with politicians, with powerful people who believe that they can use your platform, open doors. But if you have a tool that is opening door for you, I think you should be servicing it.
Yes, it should be servicing it, and
but that's where the problem comes in, because they forget about maintaining the tool, and they just focus on other things.
You know, one of the major things that will first give you heartbreak is power generation. That's what heats up the most of the expenses. Power generation, what you spend on diesel, what you spend on light, because no matter what happens, you must be on air. You can't afford to go off air. So if you are going to be on air, then you should be ready to spend money. So, but most people are not thinking about that. Staff expenses is also there.
They're always thinking about the cost of setup.
Yeah, the cost of setup is just
equipment.
Cost of setup is just one piece of the pie. And so many people have been lied to that if they start up a business, before you know it, within 3 months, you'll be making 10 million every month. There's the truth. Some radio do not make 500,000 monthly.
And they have salaries to pay. And they will buy diesel.
And they
buy data.
And they will pay staff. They must do all those things. And
okay, are you talking of profit after all those expenses?
No. You see, the truth there is making money in radio is hard. You will need to spend at least 5 solid years
spending
before people start spending for you. So anybody thinking radio is easier, or maybe they have told you that come into the radio space with 500 million, you will set up everything. Yes, you might set up everything with 500 million, but I want to assure you that the expenses you will run back.
What about if you want to start and you start on a large scale? Poach celebrities.
You see,
because people believe that that's a shortcut.
You see,
if you don't want to stay through that process,
it is a shortcut to be known.
Okay,
but it's also a shortcut to disaster.
How?
The reason is this: when something becomes popular and everybody is doing it, the cost attached to it becomes expensive. Some people have done it in the past, and they sailed away with it. What you thought they were paying them big then was not actually that big. But it was different from the norm that they have been used to. Many of them were with radio for years and they are not being paid, but they are popular. Some of them, they are just giving them transportation tip. Now a radio station comes in and they say, that man from 5,000. That man from 50K. Okay. 50K.
I remember my story.
So it's not as if they are giving them a special money. But now that it has become something that every radio is doing, it is now more expensive. So if you go through that route and employ all your staff to be star player, yeah, it will kill you.
Madrid.
Because
you have world best in every win.
You might end up spending close to about 8 million naira on expenses every month. And they guarantee that those star player will bring you customer is close to zero.
Exactly. I think that's one of the reasons why people
it's close to zero.
People believe that they are popular, they have their own fan base, and it is easier for them to bring in.
Let me shock you. There was a time when I'm very close to fella Dr. Abi Bolamtoye. And when I went to a particular radio back then, King FM, I was their consultant. So, and I told doctor that, sir, I'm going to Wambio. I was thinking relationship wise, that's going to give me money. He said, Joy, even if you want to give me at 1,000 naira per jingle, I would still prefer to go and pay Fresh FM. Then they were still collecting. Fresh FM was doing 9,000 or 10,000 then. I prefer paying 10,000 with Fresh FM. I said, why? He said, I'm a businessman. I'm looking for return on my money. So that radio cannot give them return on. They can have the.
I like you, but I don't like when money.
So that's what happens. So if you ask anybody who went through that route, they will tell you that it is not. It was not visible. So maybe at first, the first month, they can bring in their friends that they have been doing support me, but it cannot be consistent. You still wait until when you become popular, so that when people say, "Afẹ́ polówó," tí wọ́n ti ń list radio, tí wọ́n ti ń kọrúkọ radio yín sílẹ̀, ẹ ti arrive. Ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n máa ń list radio there ṣe ń lobby.
Okay, with star players, with so much noise, like how many years do you think it takes a radio station to be known? Because I've worked with the radio station where we did a lot of publicity, did everything, and then it's just heartbreaking that 3 years down the line, you just meet someone and say, station wo tó nìyẹn gba olè yín dé ṣe ẹ̀yin ẹwà ń kọ́ mà ní láti ẹ̀ta ti ń pariwo gbọ́ wa kẹ̀. You know, sometimes it's very embarrassing and very annoying that with all the noise that we've been making, with all the publicity and all the money spent, somebody is just asking you randomly, mi gbọ́ yín rí o. How?
You see, that will take me back to business. When you run a marketing campaign, you first do awareness. Awareness. And awareness is an assumption that people know us already. Then sometimes what people use as an awareness, it can be wrong awareness. Because if you are running an awareness that is targeting not the kind of people that can pay when an advertiser comes, then you've gotten it wrong. There's a particular radio that did awareness, and what they have is they have more of people begging for a never chop than people who can afford to pay. Because virtually all their shows, they are giving out something. You know, this aspect of give gift out, you should not make it a general thing with
But it's one of the major strategies that people believe are
don't make it a general thing with all your programs.
Okay.
If all your programs carries gift,
give away.
Bara, tomato bara, lema attract. That's one of the things I respect with Ayefele. Ayefele will, in fact, it will cherry pick which program should have it. In fact, there was a time when I was there, he said they should stop everything. Don't give out gift on my radio. Because he does not want to attract, he wants to attract the kind of audience that can afford to pay. You want to listen to radio, yes. But not, I don't want to be inducing you every time to listen to me. So it can be a wrong awareness. So if for a radio to be well established, and with the proliferation, be ready to be there for 5-6 years before people start knowing you.
So how will the station be surviving in those 5 to 6 years?
That's why I said people who come into radio to start up a radio are not thinking about that. I worked with someone who wanted to come into radio back then, and when we looked at it, I said, Baba, I got Yamaki no for the next 3-4 years without expecting us to bring in any money.
When the station come. I remember I was talking for I think it was I don't like doing this, but then I have to do it. I think it's like after 6 months or thereabouts, when they told the Oga of the station that you're on your own now. The station should start running. Oga Puseku, Oga Puseku, how do you want me to do it? How do you want me to do it? And to us then we were just I was a string. I don't want to describe, but then I was not a full staff, so I was still. I won't say I was still very young. I didn't really understand what was happening. So it was later, with the benefit of insight, I just realized that what really made him to break down that day is just like they have set you up for failure.
Yeah,
and it's just done on
onto
that
your backbone.
They have just set me up for failure, and it's just like fighting a lost battle from the onset. But then, could it be that the owner of the station feels that a magic could happen, or they just feel like because anybody that wants to start a business, wisdom dictates, or one would have expected that they have done their background study, like this one that you said, you mentioned to the person that earmark money for the next 3 to 4 years. Somebody must have advised them.
You see, the people who advise them, that's where the problem lies. I work with a radio now, and I notice that you have money. I am not a member, I'm not a management staff. But if I push you to radio, I'll become your head of station. Okay? So I will say sweet things that make you believe it is workable. In fact, in most cases, if you ask those owners, they will tell you that at a point they wanted to back out. But they were telling them, no problem, we can do it. And to crown it, if you now end up overstaffing, that one becomes a problem. You can have star players, but not too many. If you have all of them star players, you have many people who are working with you in normal radio with all presenter and non-presenter. You should not be more than 20.
Exactly.
You should not be more than 20.
Not more than, not.
You should not be more than 20.
And I've seen radios with.
You see some radio with 60, 65, 70, and you start asking, what's happened?
That is BCOS.
So
room 402.
So meaning that some people will be working there, collecting salary, doing nothing. And that's where the problem will lie.
And I think that is that's another thing. People have complained so much about remuneration in the industry that is so poor. And it's poor because most stations, like I said, when you see their wage bill, you see something million. And then at the end of the day, nobody's. It will be difficult to see a staff that is collecting above 200,000, 150, 100,000. So how are you paying this much? It's because there are too many.
Yeah, overstaffing. Then many people came into media because of money. And the truth is, there is money if you are known, if you can roll with politicians, if you can do some certain things, there is money. And if you are not in a rush, there is also money. But many people believe that if they come into the radio space, you see a star, somebody who has been there, and you're like, if X person can do it, why not me? So radio is not like that. Radio expects you to be a star for them to bring you in. Radio is not going to be, they don't want to be a place where they train and use you. No.
Let me quickly come in there.
Yeah.
I think I can understand the owners of radio stations for that.
Yeah.
Because with the way it is presently structured, there is no agreement, there is no legal.
No, nothing.
So now a station can pick up one from an IT student, they can see one talent, train him, train her, do all sorts, do everything. And the month he or she finished training, one station that has been looking at them since just give the person, just add 10,000, 20,000 to salary and say,
difference
come over. And then I was like, I'm going home. And then, so a lot of stations have had that heartbreak. I can talk for that. I can categorically speak to that. A lot of stations have suffered heartbreaks. Although some of them believe that they have trained, whereas they have not trained. The person has been working on himself or herself.
Yes.
The only thing they've given the person is a platform, and they gave him a chance. I've always said that no matter where I say my story, I will never fail to mention Space FM. Space FM was the place where I transitioned from a comedian to a presenter.
Yes.
Because I came in as a comedy. I've been doing it before, but then I was just doing comedy shows.
Yeah.
So it was from there I started newspaper review, law shows, and they started adding for me, till I found the one that became my signature eventually, Tori. And so it gave me that space to grow. But then it would be wrong for a station like Space FM to say we trained him or we invested in him or they gave him platform. I don't know how to say this without sounding ungrateful.
You see,
but then, like I said, when eventually I got a better offer, I had to move because somebody will say there's a time to train, there's a time to reign. And I think stations need to understand that. The fact that this boy, Lami Yama, grew up from your academy does not mean now that he has joined the senior team, you will still be paying him 1,000 naira per week. Whereas the people that is playing with in the first team, they are earning hundreds of thousands of pounds. You have to acknowledge the fact that this person was our trainee, but now this person has moved to the big league or he has moved to the next level. We have to up the compensation, not because we have trained him and that is why because it does not add up.
You see, the issue there is this. If you look at it from the angle of the business owner, which any staff do not see, is they spent money putting that platform in place. They spent money to keep the platform there. And that's why I said at the beginning that the concern or what a staff wants, a company, you are not on the first 10 on their list. So don't be heartbroken that somebody leave and moved on. People will have to move on.
I think you are putting it mildly by using heartbroken. Don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
Don't be mad
because they move on. Because you feel like the person is indebted to you. Because there's one issue in this industry, and that is entitlement mentality.
And it's on both sides.
Yeah, it affects the staff, it affects the owner. But the funniest thing is, entitlement mentality affects the staffs more. Because you feel that you are doing the person good by being a presenter there. Both of you it's symbiotic. So if you feel like you want to move on. And if they want to go, let them go. Don't hold them down. And don't start a war of it's normal. It's normal. At least he has achieved.
I think the scale, I think it tilts.
Okay.
When you are coming in as a young person, the way the radio stations make it seem, the way they talk to young ones and the way they treat them is like, I'm doing you a favor. You don't even have an experience. You are not even anybody. I'm just giving you a platform.
And for that, they're not doing them a favor.
They are. So by the time those ones too now become big, they are like, so the body now shifts from the station becomes the station now becomes the baby. Exactly, they become the weaker party. While the staff become a star. So there is need for a balance. But then I still believe that is just the way it is presently. It shifts because when you see what some of those big stats, what the shege they are showing their
it's I would call it short-sightedness. You can do things without having to attack the other person. Whether good or bad, they contributed to you.
Yeah.
So, and there's no way, now you are talking about Space FM. There's no how I'm going to tell my story without Space FM. There's no how I'm going to tell my story without Radio Nigeria. Radio Nigeria gave me 2 minutes. I will take 3 buses, 3 transportation to Radio Nigeria to go and deliver a 2 minutes presentation. I came to value time more. And I think that's the problem. When you bring in a young person into the space and you're giving the person 1 hour to come and talk, you are giving the person wings, unnecessary wings. It is these days that people make radio. Radio is meant to be a sacred thing. No matter how popular radio is, it's still meant to be a sacred thing. There are some, you can remember that for many years your program was recorded.
Yes.
So, and you were using 15 minutes when you started. So you come to appreciate time more. But you know, some radios now, they bring the young person in and give him 1 hour.
In fact, my very first program on Splash FM, Madhouse, we were 3 in a 5-minute segment. Me, Thompson, and Bishop on Laugh Line. It's a 2-hour program, but they gave us
5 minutes.
Line, 5
you
minutes,
are
3
doing
of
the
us.
segment. So there's something there for the person to appreciate. But when you make it feel like, if not because of him, yeah. So you will now have some young ones that have become overused. So that is when they will start saying, work on low mini. But don't forget that so many of them came there begging.
I think practically.
I went to Radio Nigeria begging.
Everybody.
I was begging. I
also begged.
So if I begged to be on air, then I should not gapa to them with now that I have it. So there is nobody who is a star that's supposed to do that. It makes no sense. Because if they have brought you in, except if they bought you as a star. If they bought you as a star, you can show them that I was a star before I came on board. But if they bought you and they should be watching or to add the star anything, then you just need to pipe down. Because one thing is, give it to them, give them their flowers. No matter, radio station is not easy
Any
to
station
run.
that is
still running, give it to them.
Give
Give it to them. I've seen so many bosses. I know Ayefele sometimes will not praise you, but one thing is this: the guy does a lot.
You spent like.
I was there for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I've been there before. Then I went away. I was there with Tokpa Edward.
Okay.
We were doing SME Connect with Tokpa Edward. Before this is our friend who had accident and died came in.
Femi
Egunjobi came in. His death made me to leave. So I was doing programs in Abeokuta. Look at me now. I would leave Ibadan, go to Abeokuta for a program. I will now not appreciate somebody, a radio station that is close to me. And the truth is, so many people who are freelancers today also want to, by force, have a way to be on salary in a radio. I tell people, instead of you fighting for salary, fight for commission.
Now, that takes me to another topic entirely. Now, there has been these arguments in the media space for a long time.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I was a very strong proponent of one of the sides, which I believe it's against your own side.
Yeah.
And my own side is this. I am a talent.
Yes.
I am a presenter.
Yes.
I just want to talk.
Yeah.
I want to go behind the microphone. I want to on the microphone, talk, and let people listen.
Yeah.
And let people be wowed. I believe sincerely that is my job. However, there's another school of thought that believes that for you to meaningfully exist in this ecosystem, I got to learn that later. Actually, sincerely, I got to learn that later. But I believe I learned that because of the anomaly of the system, which is you must learn how to market. You must be able to market. You must be able to bring in money. For somebody like me, sincerely speaking, up till date, if there's anything that I'm still struggling with is interfacing with people. I wish I could just...
But you are becoming good now.
But then, like I said, I wish I could just sit in a room, present, give me my money, let me go. You bother, do whatever you want to do with the content I've given to you. You want to market it, you want to fry it, you want to microwave it, it's your problem. Just do whatever. Just give me the money for presenting and let me be on my way. But then, like I said, many stations will feel like, no, if you want to be a presenter, you must, that marketing part, you must. I remember we had a meeting at 32 FM a long time ago. Then Donty was still our general manager. And he said, every staff, we have a target of, was it 30,000 or 50,000 naira to bring in monthly. I stood up at that meeting and said, excuse me, sir, I still have my letter. On my letter, I was employed to present. If I want to market, it should be maybe I'm trying
Personal.
to look for I want to do side hustle. Make I dey do this one so that I will get money from it, but not that you make it part of my. At the end of the day, he said it was actually. He was just trying to maybe size us up and see, try to motivate us that it was never intended, and that was how it ended there. But then after that, I've seen a lot of. I think Kenny Ogumiloro wrote something about it at some point that and it became a debate because some people believe a school of thought believes that let me come in, do my thing. That see like the Messi now. Make the trouble to him, make his score go. You know, concern them how they want to market Puma or Adidas to come and support Barcelona. How we take concern them? He want now to enter the pitch, play his goal, score his goal, and go home. Kosinto kankan one market, and people believe. I also believed that is how it should be. But then, like I said, I know your whole school of thought is quite different. So let's have that debate.
You see, the point is this: there's a peculiarity to us in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. If you're a young person, if you are listening, if peradventure you are listening to this and you're a young person, you are just coming in radio. When radio was like that, is when we have just two players. Radio Nigeria, Premier FM. It's just two radio stations. So there is no how anybody want to advertise. They will give it to those two or give it to one of them. But mind you, radio stations are becoming many. In fact, close to water now. So meaning that if you want to survive as a presenter in this day and age, you must know how to get money. If you don't know how to get money, even if they are paying you, whatever it is, if they are paying you 200,000, 300,000, and you don't know how to get extra money from media buying and all this, you will still end up being broke. So if you want to avoid that circle, you must know how to make money for yourself. Then radio cannot employ everybody. Radio cannot employ everybody. So if you're a presenter on air and you don't know how to make money, you will be complaining about how little your salary is. I was with Fresh FM. I was not on any salary payment.
For those 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
Wow.
At a point, some people who were there, I don't want to mention names now, they were encouraging me to meet chairman and say, put me on salary. At least somebody who is coming to do analysis is collecting salary. Analyst is collecting. And I said, why can you be paying somebody who come?
Analysts get paid salary.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. The analysts on sports, analysts on political issue, they get paid for coming to.
I think it's volunteer.
That's how bad it is. Some people still believe it's the best thing. Some people will still attack on this. But the truth of the matter is that is part of the things that add to the expenses of the radio. Don't forget that the radio owner too have family. And the bigger your head, the bigger the headache. So if somebody is a freelancer, fight for commission. I was being paid 40% in Fresh FM.
Wow.
40% of what I bring in. So why will I not become a mad person on the street? That means for every 1 million I get 400,000. So that one is even better than for me to sit down and say, "Okay, pay me 150." Because if you are paid 150, in most radio station, you can't ask for commission. And even in radio station where they give you commission, they will delay it.
Or just 10%.
No, some radio don't give 10% for their staff. They do 5% because they are paying you. So if you are looking at it from that, to make money is not just one way. That's our problem. We believe that the only way I can make money is let me do my thing and you pay me. Now you are running Primus. You are talking behind the mic. Why are you looking for money? Because it will not survive.
Definitely.
So it will not survive. So you know that if you want to survive as a person, if every radio presenter sees himself as a brand, as a company, then look for ways to pay to get money in.
Then look for ways to bring money in. To bring money in, no easy like that.
No, it's not easy. And that's why we said...
But I think it's easy for people like you. Because marketing is not easy. But for some people, it is easy.
Now, to make it easy, this is it. To make it is not easy for anybody. To make it easy, you need to identify what's the problem you are trying to solve. Like, for example, when we started with JDN Radio, we were not looking for business owners who are looking for sales.
Okay.
We were looking for business owners who were looking for awareness. They just want to do promotion. They are not, whether the promotion bringing money or not, they are not interested. What they want is share and play while I'm playing. Those are the people we're looking for at the beginning. So it will be an headache if I go and meet somebody and say, Moa wata. The audience here, they be don't matter. So, but when we also discovered that there's something else that we had that I'm not going to say on air because it's our secret. When we notice that, we also say, okay, when we notice that we have some people who are looking for money, and I say, give us this amount, we will ensure that you sell. The audience, ma worry. Audience, and we did it, and they sold.
So they came back.
Even with the small number of people that was listening back then. So it became our own secret. So you need to understand that every business owner or anybody you want to request money from is looking out for something. What does he want? Can you give him what he wants? So if I'm going to market you to come and advertise on radio, I want to look at it. Do you have enough people buying from you? And I say, one business, táwọn èèyàn bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ aláṣọ nígbàgì wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ẹni wọ́n ní sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo lè ti wà ń bẹ̀ tó 30 years o ìjà fún yín radio awareness ká pariwo yín gbogbo bí tèmi náà mọ̀yàn sí ká pariwo yín ká tún ní káwọn èèyàn pariwo yín.
And they are most of those people know that they are not making sales.
It's not that they're not making sales. They are making sales. So you must you must know what exactly you are presenting as a solution. Then some people present painkiller, and some people present vitamin instead of painkiller. People buy more of painkiller than they buy of vitamins. So what you are selling, make it look like a painkiller. Because torí bá ń fọyàn wọn ní láti ṣe sọ fún bí ẹ̀mejì kó tó ra nǹkan tó máa fi lò ṣùgbọ́n ara ọ̀rọ̀ mi ẹ̀kan ní kẹ́lẹ̀ wà pa bí aṣíwájú kíkun yín lè máa yọ
supplement
ra supplement ra vitamin màá máa ronú sí i ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀kọ́ sọ fún mi pé kíní yóò ní jẹ́ kí n láì IBP tí n bá ti ní BP tẹ́lẹ̀ bíi tewétegbò yóò wálẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn wọ́n á sí lọ bẹ̀ pé what are you saying?
stand 12 stand kí lè wà.
So if that's what makes marketing easier. Know who you want to sell to. Some people have radio programs. For example, your radio program is sport. Olomba pastor kò wá polówó. Number one, thinking àwọn tó ń gbọ́ sport are not interested in religion. So they are looking for the wrong market because it's easier. They are looking for the wrong market. That's when we started. We had some marketers who were running after pastors. So about today, one pastor controversial program. You see, I don't want. Go and look for business owners that can run jingles, because what I will spend on a 1-minute jingle is almost close to the 5 minutes that they want to take from me. So, and 5 minutes, if I run 5 jingles, I would make more money than that one that you have, because it's cheaper, it's easier. And if you look at it, sometimes you spoil your market yourself with what you are bringing on.
Well, you know, it takes discipline to do that.
Yeah, it does.
Especially, for example, you have 10 minutes and then you are looking at bringing maybe 10 slot of jingle within that 10 minutes. And presently you have 2. And you are still trying to find a way to increase the number to 10. And then a church is coming with 10 minutes and then is bringing the money. You know that they will pay for that. They will pay. But then subsequently when people start, especially when they have labeled that slot, that is a gospel, whatever, they won't bring their jingle on. So for you not to have money in pocket, or you not to have enough, and then be turning back the ones that you don't want, it takes a lot of discipline.
It's like this. You must know what goes with your audience. If this is going to spoil your audience, no matter how much they are paying you, it's not going to work.
As I say, it takes discipline to say.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because if you ba and ba and ba, wọ́n á fi gígùn ẹ lójú ńjọ́ kan.
Before you even know it, you are there. You are already facing.
There are some when I was still actively in MC, although I still do. There are some jobs I will not take. Once I ask you one or two questions and I see what your answer is, I will not take it because I know jobs that will give me problem. If you want to give me a job now and you are telling me, gbàṣẹ́ tó bá gbàṣẹ́ iye rìfárà tá a máa fún ẹ, màá ti mọ̀ pé scammer ni torí kò ní fún mi rìfárà kankan. So whenever you hear something like that, you know it's not real.
I have one like that. So once I hear where is the bed, I feel low. Can they come feed? My mind don't already cut by half. Anytime I hear outdoor event, my half don't already cut by half. But then I'm trying to put a lot of things together. You've been in the radio business. Thank God you are coming in. You wear different caps now. You've been a freelance. Mm-hmm. Now you are the GM of a radio station.
Yes.
So you've seen in, you've seen out.
Yeah.
You've seen from the angle of the employer, and you are seen from the angle of the employee.
Yes.
There is a disconnect between the employer and the employee. People believe that employers, some of them are flexing, whereas the employee, they are not. It will not be true for all stations, but a few stations, they believe that the employers, now
they are spending
I don't
money.
like using personal experience because people can easily trace my story. I've worked with a radio station where they have not paid for 4 months, and within that same period or another same period, the CEO was doing housewarming. And
House and car warming.
And it was like, which kind of wickedness is this? So, and somebody have said, no, that's his personal money, that's not business money. The business is not making money, so whatever you make from the business is what you will use to take care of yourself. That is his own personal money.
Okay.
This dichotomy, does it work that way, or is it just wickedness?
Now it is wickedness if you have staffs and you don't pay them, and you are living large. It makes no sense. The best thing is let them go. In my own personal business, I'll give you a personal experience. I think it was 2007 or 2006. I was robbed. I was going to pay my staff. So then there is this cashless policy is not there. You still move cash. So I had their money in my bag. So I was going and I was robbed. On getting to my business place, and I saw my staff, I started crying because I don't know what to tell them. So, but what I told them is I will find every means possible to pay you. So I started selling okrika. I will take okrika to Gbagi Market early in the morning, do bagang bagang. At first, I was wearing something.
What year was that?
That was 2007. Yeah, 2007. So I was
trying to imagine you selling okrika.
So I use face cap to, but at the point I realized that nobody know you. Why are you hiding your face? So the money we make there, I started paying them in bits to pay them back. It doesn't make sense if you are living well and your staff are struggling. You do housewarming when you are owing your staff 4 months salary. So that means you can conveniently pay their salary. You bought a new car because you just want to flex. That one is not right. But if the person is paying you what you are due, and the person is living his life, of course, building something, you don't complain.
Of course.
So, but it's pure stupidity because it will lead to the downfall of your business. It's pure stupidity if you have staff and you are not paying them. The best thing you can do is close shop, ask them to go, or reduce the number. I'm a proponent of use less people, pay the less people well. Instead of you bringing a large number of people and you paying them peanut. I've been with that same radio you said, I was with them, and there was a time when myself and my paddy, we wanted to interview a governor back then, and we were in the station for about 3 days. 3 days, 3 nights. We did not go home. Although she went home because I have wife, she has husband, so you must go home. So on the day that we wanted to do the interview, they brought question. And it was the questions that we want to ask this man that we were looking for based on people's feedback. We have gotten our own question. They gave us the question we were supposed to ask him.
Prepared question.
Prepared question. They hardly. So when we ask the question, what we notice is that they already have it written somewhere. They will just put the paper to the excellency, and His Excellency will start giving out facts, figures, and numbers. So, but whenever we ask question that is not on the table, there's friction. So when the man was going, he left money, which I saw, and my colleague also saw. But when they wanted to give me money, I think they gave me 3,000 naira. And I was like, where's the money? Oga said, I gave everybody need so that I can cut across. And not everybody was given. So,
like me, I was not given. Me, I was not given. Even His Excellency waved at me.
He waved at you.
Well, I was not given.
So that's what happens. So you see things like that play out in some certain quarters. It makes no sense. And such businesses will suffer. But if you're a business owner or die. So if you're a business owner, you have the interest of your staff at heart. If it goes big for you. So just remember that every business owner is already established. It's you that you are still struggling. So you make sure that get money. Not in a crooked way, because in this media too,
Shower media.
Media practitioner can lie. For Africa can lie.
But then, you see, everything sort of you are and when it is their duty to talk, there's no way they will not lie.
And you see, the problem is many media practitioners live fake life. Many live fake life.
What do you mean by fake life? Let me be sure.
Like, for example, using a car you cannot afford. Living a lifestyle that you can't afford because you need to impress. Many media practitioners will say, if I want to go and take a job, I can't go on a bike.
Okay, let me...
I have gone on bike. Timo sweat one office here Timo logba almost 2 million naira. One see and then one boru moto to gbe. It's just those things are just on people's head. Many people as a result of that have gone ahead to take higher purchase cars. It doesn't make sense.
I was about saying that when it comes to that, I think I've had someone say it before, that when you want to... Okay, it was K1 The Ultimate. He was interviewed, but then he was talking about showbiz.
Showbiz is different now.
He said this is I think that was when he bought a customized car like that. He said this is showbiz. If you don't show you have it, people won't give it to you. So you have to show that you have it. When they see the kind of car you ride, when they see the kind of life you live, when they want to patronize you, they know of what to offer you. So
it's a good thing.
Maybe media and show is gradually becoming showbiz.
Sir, it's a good thing, sir. But it does not work for everybody. There was a time when someone threw a party. Very big party. And everybody was there. Everybody said this party was bam. After the party, I was one-on-one with that person, and we were counting his loss.
Or counting money that was paid?
No, we were counting his loss.
From the party?
From the party. Things he still have to pay for. But on the surface, everybody thought the event he pulled was the biggest, and people spared money, people sprayed money, people did something. The truth of the matter is, what people see is just the surface. You don't see the underneath. So when I was with him and we're doing the calculation, I can't come out to tell people that party ti gbogbo yin pariwo yi. Gbèsè ló pọ̀ nle ta àti rí tán. Gbèsè into millions. So not gbèsè into 100,000, gbèsè into millions. That we now went to meet the people and that's okay. I'm a buy like mama sanwó. So many people do ojú àlejò láti jẹ gbèsè. Ẹ̀yin láti san. If you're a radio presenter and you feel like I can't climb bike, the point is they don't know you.
You think so? With this streaming,
Uh,
with this online live streaming,
Sir, if you cannot enter a market and everybody in that market is saying you are not popular. Sometimes we feel that's what I see about radio. Many radio presenters, you say a day with Joy Akinlolu, and at the end of the day, they don't even know Joy Akinlolu.
you think so?
No, you see, it is now that I feel like people know me. But if you, and I'm not yet there, where people will know me, because if you put my face on billboard, it might not sell.
Because you're on radio.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about radio. I'm talking about radio now. I'm not talking about TV. I'm talking about radio. Some people will come and they wear masks because they are riding bike. Let people see you in your natural self. When people see you in your natural self, they even respect you more. Don't let people feel like it is okay, everything is fine, when everything is not fine. It was when people were shouting everything is fine. That was when we were doing our farm by the roadside. We are selling palm oil now. It is from somewhere. So you don't be. I don't know how to put it. Don't paint a picture that you are not, because you are sending a wrong signal. And that is why many people come into this industry thinking there is money.
Okay.
That's
the
where
people inside are projected,
thinking there is money.
Man, these guys are
some
big
of them,
boys.
some people have friends who are dealers who bring in cars, and they can drive those cars anytime. So if you see me in a Land Cruiser now, you say, I
will go out, okay.
So, but the point is, are you really, really okay?
You believe in real estate,
Yes.
and of course, I believe you still do.
Yes, I still do.
What is the connection between media and real estate? Because recently, media men, media guys, they are now the real estate bosses in town.
Yeah, I do real estate, but I don't do their own type of real estate.
What do you mean by their own type of real estate?
You know, that's another business. People think there is money in it.
I think every business or investment coach has always said invest in real estate. It has this.
Don't forget that I told you that investment pays you in years. It doesn't pay you immediately. So that's another field that people are rushing into blindly. My own form of real estate is this. I do agricultural real estate.
Okay.
Meaning that like for example, I have a palm plantation and I'm selling that part of palm plantation already existing to people. From that palm plantation, I am making palm oil. So if money is not coming from the sales of the farm, money is coming from the sales of palm oil. So that's why I said I'm not doing their type of real estate. Many people just want to do real estate because they feel that is where money is. But the truth is they will not tell you that for many months they can be advertising and they will not get a single sale. Or sometimes...
So, out of all these thoughts, the allocation, you
want me to be giving the secret of the business? No, I can do allocation. Okay. I can do allocation.
Why
no, I can do allocation. Wait, I can do allocation. Invite Olabody. Invite people that I know. Invite Ijala. Invite the cameraman. Everybody. Then we'll go and do allocation. You know, there's something in marketing that we can do. For example, if you have two people selling food, and if you want to beat the other person at selling food, ask your friends to come, bring car, park in front of my distance. Bottle water. Let people drive traffic. They will just be coming. So the assumption is any law. People don't go to places where the food is not selling. They go to where food is selling.
This example reminded me of something when in my secondary school. Anybody that grew up in Ofa will know number one. Amala number one, opposite General Hospital. In fact, we have like 2-3 restaurants like this together. But you see the one in the middle, and their doors they look alike.
Okay.
So most times you will mistakenly enter
this one.
The wrong place. How you will know you have entered the wrong place that the place is scanty? And then the way they will attack, when I say they attack you, the way all their staff will, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? But when you go to the other place,
they will not even look at you.
You will be the one to be looking for plates, be looking for where to sit down. So the moment you enter that place and the hospitality, and sometimes you will find a way to sneak out to go to that place where you go and also to go and queue up, to go and get your own plate.
Because there's a belief that their food is better.
Exactly.
So what they are creating is they are creating a sense of there is a traffic. So that's why Thursday we go for.
So, but
the point is, if you don't understand the field, many people do not understand it, and they just come into it. I've been doing real estate way back. I think, and the funniest thing about real estate is one of the jobs I met my father doing.
Wow.
So it's not just an ayaba. I just wake up today and I felt like, yeah, let's do real estate. I used to do it then, and I used to see him like, so when Ayefele now said, add real estate to your show, the first 1 year, everything I was saying on radio was what I would ask my dad. Yeah, move on radio, every minute point. And I'll go and I'll deliver it. So it was at that point where I started developing interest in what I used to see him do that I was not paying attention to. So that's why I said I am not doing that type of real estate where want to mule become it's 5 minutes.
25 minutes,
5 minutes away from the road.
The first day I had that on radio, to tell you, 25 minutes drive from Ilaji. I was telling myself, do you know where Ilaji is? By the time you will drive 25 minutes from Ilaji, I know State. So 25 minutes drive from Ilaji.
I was now telling people, so what I now tell people is, we sell farm. So if you're interested in farm, you're interested. So if you want to build, yeah, you can build.
But then let me still ask, what is the what now makes it the real estate? Why is it a media thing now? I want to know the correlation between real estate and media, because like I said, in the last few years, a lot of our media people,
practitioners
are now owning their own real estate. I know that I've heard of Baba Kola Olotu. He had at some point. I've heard of I think Dr. Bayo Faleke.
Yeah.
I've heard of Arubo Boys. I've heard of Tunde Adedokun. Many of them. I heard of Ajibola Akinyefa. I think I don't know if he's the one, but I know that he had
there's
Womai City. Okay, I think it was an ambassador. So there is this close. Those are the people that I can remember now.
You know, people in the real estate use media to promote their business.
So maybe that's why media.
So media people now felt like our not only and it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. So if you ask any real estate person, you can do some real estate that will put you in trouble.
Really?
And that can put you in trouble. Serious one. So, but like I said earlier, many people felt that's the in thing. Because they are seeing many people coming on air to come and promote Ile. So they also felt, probably ask them, what does it take?
You remember Blue Sea?
Yes.
Remember Blue Sea?
So
that was an experience.
You bought.
I never. He offered us 50,000 per liter per plot. What stopped me that time was that Tani mo fẹ́ sọ fún pé mo ra 50,000 per plot. Mo wá allocate it fún mi. Tí o sọ pé mo go. Okay, you wanna ra 50,000? Sorry, tí o go pé ni. O ra 50,000 per plot. No, it was 50,000. He now said for us staff. He will sell it for us at 25,000.
Okay.
I got 25,000 naira per plot. Ta mo fẹ́ sọ fún pé wọ́n allocate ilẹ̀ fún mi. Ta gbé ọ̀tá tí o kọ́ ní tìmí mọ́lé pé ìwọ náà ya wọlé.
Oníjìbìtì gan ni wọ́n gan.
Oníjìbìtì ni ìwọ. And that was what stopped me. And that was the saving grace I had, because it was too good to be true. But then it eventually turned out to be what it turned out to be. I learned it was oversubscribed. That was what I had. That they had land, but it was oversubscribed at the end of the day.
How many land do they have? So why are people still buying land? You see, the another problem is many of them lie as to getting people to pay. They tell them what is not. There was a time when I had a presenter on air who said that their survey is even much more better than any CFO. And I was like, what? And people actually believed him, that there is a survey that is better than CFO. And I called him, I said, this is jam talk. This is not real. Don't pass the wrong message to people so that they don't feel like your survey is better than some of them give these other survey unregistered survey to people, and they call it registered survey, and they even tell them that once you buy our land, we'll give you CFO. Alaye, you can't give people CFO. Even CFO processing, it takes time. So they not sell it to people that when you buy this land, it comes with CFO. The only person that can tell you that when you buy a land, it comes with CFO is government. Meaning that what they are doing for you is allocation. And I give you an allocation letter, and it comes with whatever it is that. But you, as an individual, as a real estate company, selling to somebody and you are telling the person it comes with CFO, if you hear that, run, because it's fake. How do you have my data? How do you know whether they are going to even approve it in 1 year, 2 years? So those are part of the thing. But the correlation is media is an easy way for you to sell things. So they know that if they put it on radio with their personality, they are going to sell. But most of them sometimes are not directly the owner of the real estate firm. They are more, they are like an ambassador, but instead of being an ambassador, they are in a profit sharing agreement with the person based on the number of sales that they bring in. So, but their name will be on the forefront. So
I think that works. That works for both parties. Everybody's happy.
Yes, everybody's
collect
happy.
your money, I collect my money.
Yes, everybody's happy.
Like they said, a lot of Lagos did with the car lot in Lagos.
And it was not the owner of the car lot. So those are part of the things.
That's nice. So now, as a general manager of a radio station in Ibadan, what do you think is the major challenge? Okay, you mentioned this with the other time.
Yes.
Apart from financial, apart from running expenses and everything. Because I am of the opinion that Ibadan should have better improved than this. How do I mean? I'm not saying Ibadan is backward. But when we had 4, 5, 6 radio stations, we could feel the impact. The entertainment industry could feel the impact. The impact was tangible. But now that we are 50, one would have expected that the impact would have multiplied by the number of radio stations we've had. But I'm not sure that the impact is being felt as it is. Some people say it's because the stations are not in one accord. That probably if the stations are in one accord, they can say this is what we are addressing. Ibadan is too dirty. Let's make it for the next 3 months, for the next 4 months. Let's change this. Because trust me, all radio stations in Ibadan cannot be talking about dirty environment, and the government will not be forced to do something. We can set agenda, we can change, we can do and undo. But that is if we are in one accord. So 2 questions in one. What do you think? Why do you think the media is not making as much impact? And Kilon Daja Alelari in stations. Why are you not in one accord?
Okay. I don't know which one I should pick first. Let me pick the aspect of why is it that the impact is not there. There's individuality. Everybody does their thing. So when you are saying that when radio station was still 2, 3, 4, yes, there's impact. Because I remember on Space FM, we handled a program about education, and there was a challenge that we posted out then. We did went out to, that's another thing that most radios do not do. Their staffs, everything they do is on phone. There's no vox pop. Nobody's going out to find out. Everybody's online.
I know of that program. Program here. No. Bangbalawa now left to Idiotitolawa when they will go out to go and ask people
so
see for themselves.
Nobody is doing that anymore. Most presenters now, sorry to say, have become lazy. We are lazy in the sense that everything will just depend on what is on my phone, but actually go there and feel the pulse of people and talk about it. Then about education, we're talking about the issue of parents. Every GSS1 student will bring cutlass, hoe, waste bin, bucket. But if you go to any secondary school, you will not. They are still looking for broom to sweep. They are looking for cutlass when it is time. Where are these things?
That's a very big question that I've never thought of, because we are like 100 in a school. What was 100? Like 200, and everybody's coming with
cutlass,
and broom, and
we
still got money to buy broom.
By second term, there's no broom. So the question is,
and
where
ABC was not empowered.
So we asked that question. No, I think HBC was in power. Ajimobi,
I'm talking of in my own days.
So okay, back in the day. So it has been a trend. Mm-hmm. So that was when the Oyo State government came. Their commissioner came to want to defend that issue because radio was not much. That's number one. Number two is presenters are not doing research. Mm-hmm. So by the time they make their presentation, they're just talking on the surface. Mm-hmm. And that is why when I see anybody do my type of show, I know this person is reading from a book. Actually, money matters. By the time you start saying, because I will know that what you are saying is not applicable to Nigeria. Because you are reading a book written by somebody over there. Like yesterday I was talking about fraud in the stock market. And I was naming names. I was giving examples. I was showing how people were duped. Real life people, not that I read it online. So people these days are not making research. So the weight is not there. Listeners know when you are presenting facts. And they know when you are presenting rubbish. Till tomorrow. You see that my brother, Edmond Obilo. Till tomorrow, his program still shakes the economy, the political terrain of Ibadan. Why? Because this guy reads. He does research. You will not see him asking the usual questions. So when you see the way presenters ask questions or do their program, they are too monotonous. People at home too can know what they wanted to say. So that weight is not there. So in terms of synergy working together, presenters too are becoming more relaxed now. It's ChatGPT. They just do ChatGPT. I'm running a program. What should I say? Like,
I don't about your first name.
Hi, Joy. How do we do it? So you now come on radio and present that. So that's one thing. The second one you ask in terms of
what is
fight.
The issue? Why are the radio stations not in one accord? According to Lagbaja, me and you no be enemies. So now wait till they fight and they fight. Now same this thing they fight. So why are we not fighting? In actual truth, I don't know what the problem is, because when we came on board, like so many people would do. When they go to another radio station, what they do in their first 1 year is to throw stone at the radio where they are coming from. And that creates those kind of fight. I don't have any issue with any radio station. I don't. Even from the places you left?
I don't have any issue.
How did you leave Fresh?
Oh, the funniest thing is when I left Fresh. How do I leave? I don't understand your question. So let me understand your question so that I know how to.
There is amicable living.
Okay.
On your program,
no. There's nothing like that.
There's something like that. There will be
no.
Something like
there's nothing like that.
Or like you rightly said, sometimes some people want to live amicably, but when they tender their resignation, it is not well received by the station.
In fact, when I left, how did I leave? When I got the offer to come on board with this radio station, at least the radio station I've started, my voice was not on air for over a month, because I said I must tell Ayefele first before. I don't want him to hear my voice and say, Otietilo. So I was not doing any program. And another thing I did is I brought gifts. No matter how small, I brought gifts. To say, Daddy, and I was praising him, told him the impact he has made in my life, what made him, without his platform, nobody would know Joy Akinlolu and all this. And it was like, don't. So it was after that. It was.
Àwọn àti mọ̀ yín láti wà lẹ́nu àní sọ́sẹ̀ fẹ́. Ẹ má gbogbo ọ̀túnba fún doctor.
So it was after that. It was after that that I now told him that I got an offer to come and head a radio station, but in the meantime, I would still like to still continue my program if he accept. So that I would not just leave abruptly. And he told me, he said, okay, Mama Ro. And I know, Mama Ro, Ede Agbalagba ni. So you don't need to go back and say, so, and after that, we're still in good terms. I still spoke with him. So I don't have any issue with anybody. Even those who left to other places.
You don't have.
I don't have.
What are you? Do you know if they have?
If they have issues with, that's another thing. You see, you can. If you have issues with me and you're not telling me, I love that. You are drinking my poison. You are drinking the poison that was meant because if I know that you are mad at me, I will get worried. But now that you did not tell me, it is you that you get worried anytime you see me. So you are drinking my poison. So, and I'm happy with that. Continue with that.
And I think that is one of the reasons why everybody's just giving everybody chance in this industry. Because, like I said, someone said 2027 election is coming out. Before you know it, Splash, we have their gubernatorial debate.
Sure.
Fresh, we have their gubernatorial debate. By the time they attend Splash, they attend Fresh. Any other show that is called the gubernatorial, and BBC Yoruba will come. They will still go. They will still go for that. So at the end of the day, it's even the media, government, or the people who were supposed to be putting on their toes, they don't really take the industry seriously. Because
most presenters have already presented themselves as a pet or an errand.
So I want, like I said, there must be something that is in between you guys. and when I say you guys, I come happy. You
are not part of us.
Part of the guys. I'm not part of the media.
You see, like you said something, every media person should think creatively. If big radios are doing debate, why do you want to do debate?
But why can't we do one together? Just one.
No, they can pull it. That's where you now have those who have political shows.
Will Alhaji Oriyomi attend Fresh FM's gubernatorial debate?
I'm not sure.
Because I've been thinking.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You see, if they actually want to do it right, this guy did it. Edmond Obilo did it before 2023, and he invited almost all media houses to be there.
That was Splash, and they did it at ICC. So they can do it. There's nothing bad about it. Everybody will promote it. I can just imagine a gubernatorial debate. We have Edmond, we have Isaac Brown, we have some few other, what's it called now? Just
those who can do English.
Those who can do English.
Then you have those who can do Yoruba. Makewa can ask stupid question that will make the person start wee-weeing in the... You have to bring it, and that's another thing. You need to bring in people who know how to ask questions.
Exactly.
Because some people don't know how to ask questions.
Some people know how to ask questions, but they cannot ask questions because they are friends with the people that are.
Because some people ask questions that look like praising them.
Exactly.
Afara Mokola say yo no ilowo gan.
So I just believe that if the media can come together, probably they will be taken more seriously by the government and like you said, creativity. Because I remember last year, I think KSFM did for, was it deputy governors or House of, I know 32FM did for House of Rep, House of Assembly, and all the legislative.
Going down the line. It makes sense.
But man, I think having one will really, really make.
If you have, I think those are part of the things that they do in outside the country, where you have a media debate and you have CNN, BBC.
As a GM of a station, I'm thinking probably you can pitch it if you have your GM meeting. Should you have a GM group where you have meetings?
I think I just heard that there's a GM thing.
You have been a general manager for
2 years. Going to 2 years.
And you just...
Yeah, I just heard that.
So that means you have never attended the meeting?
No. And because you see,
Whose duty is it? NBC that should prepare to convey that meeting, or is it there should be a body that is saddled with that responsibility? Because it should be a statutory body, not a union.
I don't know. I don't know. And my reason for not attending or not finding out about such is because when I see meetings that are being held in Nigerian settings, it's pure waste of time. Instead of them discussing things that are progressive, they are discussing things that are retrogressive. So if there's a group where they're progressive in nature, they talk about that, and they had me, why not? I will raise it. Even if I'm not a member of their group, I will raise it. If I know that they are people who are not just thinking in terms of kilaferi.
I think that's the major issue.
So,
how do we share the money?
In fact, it's even easier for smaller radio to do.
Yeah. It's easier for smaller radio to come together.
But
the
than
big
for
ones,
the big ones.
maybe just
the big ones can pull it by themselves. So it can be a good idea. I think I know somebody who happened to be the person who is a coordinator for a group. Because I heard lately, I think in January, that was when I heard that there's a group where
I know a group to that, but the people the GMs that I know there, they're like 6 or 7 or thereabouts.
But like I heard, not all of them are GMs. Those who are in that group.
Okay. I know of MTG. I know MTG, they are like, I know MTG is pensioners, Omoluabi, Adam Imogo, Brave FM, Abizi Parrot FM, iFlyer, Crest FM, their GM.
So for something like that, it's easier for smaller radios to come together and do something like that. In fact, if you present that to any government, they will likely want to be there. So it's a good idea.
Wow. So thank you so much for coming. I still feel there are so many things I've not been able to touch, but I'm looking at the time. I can't exhaust this because I have a lot of questions regarding the media. Because now I think I am standing at a better position to ask some questions, which I may not be able to ask in times past because of obvious reasons. Yeah. So you mentioned something about entitlements the other time. And I want us to still talk a little bit on that entitlement. And not just entitlement, bitterness. Because it is difficult not to be bitter. That's just the truth. Especially when you think you've been cheated, when you think you've been... I remember somebody working in a particular station, they were owing her, and she wanted to resign. I don't know how the station got wind of the fact that she wanted to resign. The day she took her resignation letter, before they collected, they gave her a sack letter. So it was not as if she resigned. It was they sacked her just to forfeit her entitlement and everything. They were the ones that terminated her appointment and everything. So it will be very difficult for that kind of person not to be bitter when she hears the name of that particular station. So there is bitterness when people feel like I'm leaving this station and I'm not wishing them well. And I'm not sorry about it. I wish they die. I wish they don't grow. And of course, it's obvious from the way some stations to behave that once you are leaving them, they don't pray you succeed. They want you to regret the step you've taken, that you are leaving us, you will regret it. And these things comes from hurting each other. Let me just put it that way. Comes from hurting each other. But so as someone who has been there and here, the hurt, when it comes to radio odds now, who do you think is most times at, I don't want to say at fault, or the party that is most times culpable? Let me put it that way.
And then there's no isolation. The two sides always have that issue. It's just like this. When people break up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, they don't wish the person well. If I'm dating you and we break up, I know why regret it. It starts from there. It starts from as simple as that can be. So people, we I think it's African, or I don't know, but it is human in nature that when I leave you, I believe that you will regret that I left, or you will yearn to have me back. Mind you, there are 1,000,001 people that can do the same thing that you're doing.
Or even do it better.
Or even do it better. So you don't, wishing other people bad when you are leaving, no matter what happens, shows how your mental state is. Because one thing is, you are also being negative. And that negativity is going to also affect you. You have some presenters where when they leave a particular radio, they say, yeah, they might feel it. But because there are some other people too who are looking for you to leave the space so that they can come in.
And they have been rehearsing, they are ready, they are on fire.
They already know you. They know your weakness. So they will now bring your weakness in, add it to their strength, and it becomes something. So it's the two ways. If you are an employer and you get mad because your staff leaves, yeah, there's no how it's not going to pain you. Like you don't feel like, oh, me, they expect woman law. But what happens is, yes, the person's ready to leave. Life must go on. So it doesn't mean that you should now curse the person or you should now. The moment it gets to that level where you have to now start exchanging words, then that shows the two of you
online
are
or
not,
offline.
and that shows the two of them are not mentally stable. And another thing is existing staff also contribute to something like that. Existing staff where the person lives, they say, yoto dama.
Even that is the funny part, that apart from the organization, even the people that are
Yeah,
there,
the existing
they don't wish
people,
the person well.
They don't wish the person well because they would have also loved to be in that position where that person is. Other opportunity at it, okay. Because somebody, I remember when my friend Flood, when he left Inspiration and went to Fresh FM, and the Inspiration left. But after he left Inspiration died. So he left Fresh, he went to Oyo. He left Oyo, came back to Ibadan. Some people were still saying, that is his life, for crying out loud.
The people that have no idea of what they are going through,
they will just take somebody's
I remember what happened in the time of Akinyefa. The way people came for him online.
It's none of their business.
It's none of your business. This is man's life, and you don't know what he's going through.
That is why I said the people who are in the system, who are still where they are, contribute to it. Then another thing is, most people who cannot leave a particular place to another place because of the fear of unknown. When they see somebody who take that step, they'll be like, ingate mi mberu ati se iwo fẹ́ fapada Ọlọ́run de ojo fapada kini sọ pé ṣe bí mo sọ fún ẹ. So those are the things that happen, but it makes no sense. It really
Finally. One of the most frustrating things for me when I was on radio was the fact that there were no specific indices to measure growth. I know people that work in banking sector, they will tell you that I worked so hard, I got promoted 3 times within a year. I got promoted 3 times within a year. I got in radio, there is nothing, you can work so hard, there's no yardstick for promotion. The only time they want to increase your salary is when you get another offer. To say, what if member me that's when they not pay for it. Oh yeah, there is nothing like, okay, we are setting a target for you. If you hit that target within 6 months, you are moving to this next level. So that when I'm working, I know that
I have something I'm running for.
Exactly. So, and there's nothing like by promotion last week, or another one. Once I meet my target, I feel do 4 times in a year if I am that good. And that is the reason why, because it does not make sense. I had this issue with one of my stations where I worked, where I would talk about salary increment, and the response has always been, we can't just increase your own. Once we increase your own, other people too will start asking. I know what I'm putting into this thing. I know the effort I'm putting into my work. Other people are not putting exactly the same thing. So you cannot tie my destiny to their own. So I feel strongly that the radio, the media, should find a way to have a structure for growth, so that it is open. It's not as if they are doing the person is going to do eye service with the chairman. That is why they are promoting him. It's obvious to everybody that this is the next milestone. This person has worked towards it. He has accomplished it and deserved it, and everybody knows that.
Do you know why that is difficult?
Why?
Because most radio do not have structure. Most radios do not have structures. Most general managers of radios are figureheads. Most head of programs are being micromanaged by the owner. So if you have such a scenario, even if the head of station or the head of program have an idea to improve things, it will still not work. Because it's the owner that calls the shot. So, and this is one of the reasons why I chose to be where I am now. Because the owner is not trying to say, don't do it this way. This is the way I want it. Don't employ this one. Employ my people.
Is he a media person?
It's not a media person.
I think that's one of the advantages.
It's not a media person.
I want to believe that people that are not media people, they have the tendency of saying, let experts run it.
Won't run it. Now,
but there are some people that maybe want to say, Kini kan FM in 1902.
So
idea,
that is where their problem
I was
lies.
a presenter in Paramount.
Like, for example, in my own... oh God.
I don't know about that line.
I was a presenter in 1955. Where were you? Now, in our own outfit, we have something we call job scorecard.
Okay.
Which is a measurement. That job scorecard tells you what we're expecting from you. It gives you a benchmark and a target. At least if you cannot meet the target, meet your benchmark, then you are going to feel it and submit it at the end of the month. We assess you and give you a feedback. That is missing in most radio stations. Like I said, there is no structure. And it is not their fault because they don't understand that a radio needs to have a structure. When we started this one, the job scorecard, some of my staff feels like, must we be filling this every month? If
you check very well, it must be people who have worked
so
before where
they felt like it is not normal. In fact, somebody said, is it a multinational? That is multinational where they hear that they do assessments and all this. So, but the point is, if you're actually looking for a good manager, is going to base his decision based on facts and figures, not based on emotion. Most head of stations make their decisions based on emotion.
And the size of the mouth.
This person is close to me.
So some people have big mouths with no results.
Big mouths, no results. Or I can easily send this person on an errand to my law. I want me what to just close, mommy. The matter of rating you down. Okay, close mommy, rating you need to. And it's there. You will see it there. So most radio stations do not have structure. And most radio stations structure it around the owner. That too is a problem. So because if the owner have not come to decide and say, this is the thing, nobody does anything. So that's what is missing, and that is something that every manager or business owner or radio manager should incorporate. Have a system so that you don't just pass a system. Like there's some information that some people will come and report to me as their head, and I'll tell them, go back to your supervisor. I will not even ask the supervisor whether they told him. It is when that thing is not done that I will not call the supervisor. Are you not aware of this? I want to solidify me. Then why didn't you work on it? So it's easier than everything comes to my table and I say, can you come? Everything comes to my table.
Weigh yourself out.
So in fact, there are some certain issues that will happen, and I will say, okay, go and attend to it. I don't need to be there. So once you understand that structure makes things work, so it makes it easier for people to grow. And now I know with the scorecard, I know what some of them want, because I see them write it, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, in their report. So it's easier for me to attack that and provide that solution for them.
Wow. Thank you so much. Like I said earlier, that it's going to be a masterclass for business and for media, actually, because I'm so sure that if any media boss is listening, if they don't take anything away from this conversation, this last point, I think they should take it away, because trust me, it is frustrating and it is discouraging when you are giving your all, but then there's nothing to show for it, because there's no way they will know, there's no way the system will acknowledge it, there's no way they, and there's no way to reward it. So it's just like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of today's random. It's been a wonderful time talking to Mr. Joy Akinlolu. It's been a while I talk about the media. Anytime I talk about the media, I get excited, because I just love everything about the media. But then, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being my guest. And a massive shout out to Mr. Olamode Makinwa, Ijala 1. Of
Jala 1, Tewetegbo 1.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Kenny Adede. Thank you so much for being behind the camera and the sound. Thank you. Till the next time we come, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put your notification buttons on and look out for other content on this channel. We have another podcast called These Are The Issues that drops every Friday by 6 p.m. And of course, Random drops 6 p.m. on Sundays. And of course, daily, we drop different news and analysis on different things. Make sure you stay glued to After That Somewhere channel on YouTube. Till that time, have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.